right, welcome back to the Variant Cast. We are back again for a monthly little preview of the movies that are going to be coming out. I'm here with the man that's never found a bottle that he wouldn't piss in. Shouldn't have opened with that joke, but how you doing, Trent?
Doing good. Just on the search for any and all bottles that I could get my hands on because just itching to use one of those bottles to piss in.
Bathroom's just so far away, man. It's just too far. And
Yep.
if you guys don't know what we're talking about, we're not being serious. Look up the Rock piss bottles, and I'm sure you will get to where you might be trying to go. That is what we are referencing. But we're going to go ahead and get into these movies coming out. We got about 8 movies to go over. We're going to be reacting to the trailers and giving our predictions if we think they're going to be good or not. If you didn't know, we play a little game where we go back and forth drafting different movies that come out that month. So we did April, March, February, January, December, all the way back. We have like all-time records and stuff, which I think needs to be updated. But I think right now Trent
Definitely needs to be updated.
But Trent is winning after a perfect April, and we'll go through those movies after we get into May. So let's go ahead and get into May. And since you won, I think you should just keep the first pick of the movie train. You could pick a rot or a tot, and just whatever you think's a sure shot here.
All right. Well, I am going to go with my gut reaction, which is going to be Planet of the Apes, the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So this is a new movie in the Planet of the Apes franchise, which I have recently rewatched, and incredible movies, incredible trilogy of movies, and just perfect. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a next movie in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. It supposedly takes place hundreds of years after the last one, which is War of Planet of the Apes. So excited for these because love that trilogy, and excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead and
go for it. Go for it, Penguin. So I'm not like super up on my Planet of the Apes lore. I know it's a Planet of Apes, and I've watched a few of the movies. Don't really know where everything connects.
So I think at this point in the universe, basically they can all just talk like humans, and but they've fully taken over the Earth.
Like eagles fly. They could speak across oceans.
Oh, they got human lore. That's just.
But now it is
Oh shit.
our time. And it is my kingdom. We will learn. Apes will learn high.
I mean, there's no lack of quality in terms of relating it to the other ones. Like, it seems to be very much on par with the visual effects and style of the other movies, which I really like.
Yeah, they're hurting humans right now, which I think's a good shout. That's fun.
Side by side. Impossible is that.
Love me an orangutan.
I do too. It gets me wondering about the other primates.
Smarter than most.
The elders did not tell us everything about this world.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
For your king.
I didn't even know that there was any human characters in this, so I like what they're doing with them.
Is wrong.
You're giving a little bit of too much plot away in this trailer, but
Yeah, I think they're probably just banking on the like people not understanding what's happening here.
Yeah.
which is me, but I also, if you pay attention, you definitely could piece together like who each character is and what they're going to be doing in the story. But you know, what are you gonna do? You got to make a trailer.
Yeah. Another cool thing about that movie is they're apparently going to release a full version of the movie with all the actors in mocap suits on the home release. So I don't think that's ever been done before. So yeah, pretty cool.
That's fun. That's fun. I like that. Just even in like the style, just without special effects, just like Foley. I would love to see that for a lot of movies.
Yeah,
but a lot of don't want to give too much of a peek behind the curtain, but that's cool. I think that's something that if you're a fan of the franchise, you'll definitely want to see, and I'm sure those clips will be probably pretty viral when those come out. So,
oh yeah,
great. So that's a tot for you?
That's a tot.
All right. So, let's see here. I think I am not sure about any of these, tots. I think a lot of these can go either way. I think I'm just going to go with what should be a guaranteed rot here. And when I say should be, I'm only referring to the fact that I see Netflix in the title. I'm going to go with Unfrosted here.
Okay.
So
do you know anything about this movie?
I know nothing. So it might be a top by the time I finish the trailer. We don't know. So this is Unfrosted, Netflix trailer. Penguin. For the first time I am seeing this movie at all. Okay. All right. Okay, Jerry.
Jerry Seinfeld making his rounds on the internet lately.
Major news from the breakfast world. The Post Cereal Company has reportedly invented a shelf-stable fruit pastry breakfast product.
No.
Yeah.
Boy.
Huh?
It's Post. They did it.
I'm about to finally crush that big red K that never stops glaring at me. How do you think Post did it? There's always a surprise inside the box.
It's a fucking Max Greenfield from New Girl. Love to see it.
Glad she's getting work. Is this a Pop-Tart origin movie?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
You Kellogg's people.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it looks like it could have been worse.
Very upset.
You have to win. Are you making any progress?
It's not to scale, but
What are you guys, 5 years old? Little John draws better than that.
Bill Burr as the president.
Wrong with him.
nobody said this was gonna be
Finally recovering from his death in Fallout. I didn't even realize it was Michael Rappaport. Like, Michael Rappaport's like also extremely funny person for it to be.
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
This is soon, so you could be watching this. So yeah, I'm fine with this being a rot. I'm fine with this being a rot here. Looks very slapstick. Kind of looks. There's a bit of a CGI toaster strudel thing. Why did my husband explode? They're at a funeral and he goes, I don't know. That's a crazy line. It might be good, but it didn't look.
I could see it sneaky getting good reviews by just like the cast that it has, but yeah, we'll see about that.
I took a Netflix movie last time. We'll talk about it a little later, but it was Sweet Dreams was Netflix as well, right? Or it was Sweet
think
Dreams
so,
its own
yeah.
thing? Okay, yeah. Oh no, it's on Prime Video and Apple TV. So no, it is.
Oh, it was
not.
Prime
So-
Video. That's what it was.
Yeah. So, and Prime Video has been on a hot streak. So, I mean, I was bad to pick against Prime Video. I don't feel bad picking against Netflix, especially when it looks like it's a low budget. It looks extremely low budget. Like, not necessarily the sets, but like the way it's filmed looks low budget, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it just almost just looks like a Netflix movie.
Yeah, which
Like,
I mean,
that's how I can describe it.
yeah, it looks like a Netflix movie, but it looks like there's a lot of money behind the sets and obviously the cast. Like they had to give Jerry Seinfeld the bag to do this. So I don't know, but I guess we will see when that comes out. So
Yeah.
what are you going with next, Trent?
I'm going to go with so go with a rot, and I'm gonna take maybe a surprise rot, but I'm gonna go with if
movie with Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, Steve Carell, you know, little
Yep.
Office reunion,
Yep.
and Ryan Reynolds.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not? Penguin?
Penguin.
What if I told you imaginary friends are real?
See, I thought this looked okay.
They're forgotten.
For a kids movie,
Scary?
Worse.
Yeah.
like this,
Desperate.
like referencing, you know, Unfrosted for a second. This looks like a movie. It's shot like a movie.
You're sucking the oxygen out of the room.
Honestly, Doc, if this is how it's going to be, I'm just going to wheel myself back and plug in.
We've started a matchmaking agency to help IFs find new kids.
I like the animation live action integration.
It's not terrible, but the
I can help you.
How?
I don't know if it's gonna be super convincing, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's not give her a complex.
Good luck, short stack. It's all up to you.
No pressure.
Like I'm just looking at something
Hope
like
this works.
this child actress has very shiny hair. It looks very healthy, but it's not reacting at all when like there's CGI, massive CGI creatures walking over her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they went like full on in terms of that, but I at least like
That's gonna grow.
the way it looks.
Am I disappearing? Oh, I'm not ready for this. I need to throw up, or I need a snack. It's one of the two.
Gross.
You have to help them.
Yes, we do. I'm not gonna ask you again. Put some pants on. You're freaking everyone out. How'd it go?
Oh my God.
So does this make us partners?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we?
Keith!
And Mom said too much candy isn't good for your tummy, but I said, oh my God,
Wow, my eyes can taste it.
I am so sorry.
You don't taste that in your eyeballs?
Huh.
Just another huge cast.
Yeah, Aquafina, Matt Damon, Mike. Man, I can see that being a rot. It has a lot of the things that critics don't like when it comes
Yeah.
to kids movies. Big cast, a lot of CGI
I think
with that.
what it'll come down to is just if it sticks the landing or not of what it's trying to do, and I feel like that'll really be the determining factor, or if critics like it or not. You know.
Yeah. I guess we will find out, but I think that one's really up in the air. That looked like a 50-50 ball for sure. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be going with another movie I know nothing about as a tot, just because, you know, at the end of the day, A24 don't miss often as a studio, so we're going to go with I Saw the TV Glow as a tot here. And Penguin.
I don't want to alarm you. Do you remember a TV show we used to watch together?
This is kind of a sidetrack, but I was kind of losing it at that one YouTube video that was like, why do A24 movies look like that? And it's just like
Yeah.
basic color grading. That bothered me. I'm a big A24 guy, but the people that act like what they do isn't done anywhere else kind of irritates me.
Yeah, it's its own genre.
Yeah, it's
potential of our shared
it's a film, not a movie.
I like those sky effects.
Yeah, they're the only ones that can do that. It's A24 right there.
Are you sure that's all it was?
I like girls, you know that, right?
Yeah, no, this is gonna go.
What about you? Do you like girls?
Yeah, it's gonna be.
This is sick.
This is gonna be a hit.
It's our destiny.
How can I have a destiny?
Something's wrong. This isn't how life is supposed to feel.
Tell me you know it's true.
Maddie, it's just the suburbs.
Seems like you're always somewhere else lately.
Maddie disappeared without a trace.
This
All they found was her TV.
looks like it was made for Gen Z a little bit.
I told myself I made the right choice.
Like Gen Z millennial gap, like this is a movie for them. Very much seems to be.
What if I really was someone else? Very far away on the other side of a television screen.
Like that shot. That's a sick shot.
I like the very stylistic effects in that.
Yeah, no, it's shot incredibly interestingly. Like the colors are so fun with they it looks like they shot in the dark like 90%. Or they got some filters going on. The movie looks very dark, which I'm guessing intentional with the aesthetic. I saw the TV glow and there's constant just like glowing. I don't know if that's just a trailer thing or that'll be in the movie as well. I assume it'll be in the movie because it was a very cool aesthetic. Yeah, I not even thinking twice about that one being taught.
Yeah, looks like a banger. My next one, I guess I will go with another rot, and I'm going to go with the movie Tarot. It's a new horror movie by Sony Pictures. So
yeah, there we go. I was scared of this movie because obviously this is right in line with the Ouija movies, the like Truth or Dare movies. They do these like teen movies and like some of them do really well. Not critically normally though. Normally it's just they spent $40 million on it and they made $200 million and it's a huge success for Sony.
Where did you find them?
It'll have its small fan base.
I mean, at the end of the day, these movies are fun to go to. You know what they're gonna be.
Who's going first?
And they generally deliver on that. It's kind of hard to have, hey, we're gonna have a wacky kind of horror movie and not deliver on that. It's very easy to do, I feel.
Yeah.
Like that's enough right there. I don't know. There's some cool shots, but I think with horror movies, especially with critics, it's more about like, does it tell a story at all? And this probably will not tell a story at all.
It's almost cheating putting horror movies on here. Sometimes
you never know. Because like I think Happy Death Day got like reviewed well. There's a few that have been reviewed well recently. I think even Knock at the Cabin was like received okay. So like they're getting a little bit more lenient with horror films, but it is tough, especially with these Sony ones. They're not looking to tell us like a complex story here. It's not the goal of what this film is. It's purely make an entertaining horror movie on a good budget and put a recognizable thing. And tarot cards are recognizable within like the internet culture. So I think this one does well commercially. and I think it's probably a coin flip at about like a 40 to 50%. And maybe if it gets lucky in the low 60s, I think there's a chance there. But cool. That's both of Trent's rots. He took Tarot and If as his rots. He has one tot being Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I'm going to go with, I think. So I basically here, out of the 8 movies we have to pick from, I force him into a tot, because your next one will have to be a tot. So the options are back to back, The Fall Guy, and Furiosa. I also get forced into mine being a rot, and I guess I'm okay with those other 2 being a rot. So I'll take Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, as my last tot. So this obviously Fury Road, very, very well received. This movie doesn't quite have that hype, but still Warner Brothers has done a good job with this franchise, and I got hope. I got hope here that it will be at least something of decency.
Furiosa!
Penguin.
We've come too far.
I think that this one's a surefire hit.
Surefire hit? Why'd you take... You took 2 tots, though.
I know, I was going to take this one next.
You took 2 rots. I see, yeah. You had a tot left. Honestly, you not taking it instantly kind of made me hesitant. I was like, oh, what do I not know?
This is almost too obvious.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's the same mind as the person who made the last one. Like, I can't imagine this being bad.
Yeah. You gotta imagine they still have a lot of the same crew. And... This looks fun.
About somebody who can perfectly blend visual effects with live action and tell stories with color and give you the best night scenes that you've ever seen.
Hey man, I've seen Nope.
Yeah, Nope is good, but
I'm
Fury
just talking
Road has like just
scenes.
this blue filter. Yeah,
yeah,
and I think that they're both. I think they're both equally great.
Yeah.
Just Chris Hemsworth with an absolutely fucked up accent.
Yeah, it's something. It's something for sure.
There will always be war, but to get home, Furiosa fought the world.
Okay.
Remember me.
Yeah. Feel good about that. I absolutely feel good about that. I think
It's like another classic action film.
yeah. I think I'm 3 for 3 right now. We'll see what I end up getting as my last rot. Depending what Trent doesn't take here. He will have to take a tot out of either the Fall Guy or back to back.
I'm going to go with the Fall Guy as my tot,
Okay.
which could be the case or could not be. Go ahead and penguin this.
Colt Sievers, and this is my hero's journey.
We got
I think
Ryan Gosling, Emily
I think
Blunt.
it looks fun.
Or just stop from the top.
Okay, I'm not the hero.
It's another one where it's really going to depend on the third act, I feel like.
trying to look cool in front of the director of this movie.
I do think that any movies that are in the film industry automatically have a leg up in terms of critical reception.
Nope. Because I don't either. It's not what I'm into right now.
Making out?
Yeah.
What are you into?
Talking.
Yeah.
There's just one little wrinkle.
The star of the movie,
Tom Raider.
is missing. We need you to find him.
Why me?
You're a stuntman. No one's gonna notice whether you're here or not. No offense.
I mean, some taken. Tom?
I don't think the story necessarily makes sense. Like, want to hire someone?
And they're not gonna like
Yeah.
you sniffing around.
Hire a stuntman to go, like, out of all the people that you're gonna hire to go, find the main actor.
This is insane, man. We got drugs, bad guys.
So if anything, that would concern me about the quality of writing, because I think there's a million ways you could put a stuntman in these situations that are real, without like studio executives sending them into certain death.
Yeah.
But you know, the critics might like that. Like, haha, studio execs, they be killing people.
The bad guys are closing in.
We're gonna hide you.
Nope. We're gonna beat this shit out of him. I never forget a fist. I don't mean it like that.
Nothing like a good twist.
Who doesn't love a twist?
Let's make some trouble.
Get out of my head.
I was weirdly dubbed over.
No matter how. We're gonna beat the shit out of him.
I have a better idea.
You wanna die?
I really quite like the dumpster down the road scene.
No, yeah, it's very interesting.
I hope they have better scenes than that, or else if they spoiled that in the trailer, that's an L.
Surprised they haven't done that in the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, that spinning dumpster fight, that's sick. Okay, they look like this actually looks pretty fun.
We need a big finale.
This looks pretty fun.
How many takes do you have of that?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about this being a top.
So big.
Haha, it's funny. It's funny because he's a guy. All right. So that means I end with back to back. So what I do have going what I do have going for me here is you didn't pick this one, which means you think Fall Guy is better, and let's see what we got.
I want people
Penguin.
to hear my voice. And just forget
Oh, it's an Amy Winehouse biopic. Is that?
Do you know what girl power means to me?
Okay.
Sarah Vaughan, Lauryn Hill. You need to know this. I ain't no Spice Girl.
From primary school to sellout concerts. It's gonna happen one of these days. Voice like yours, got to.
Well, it's one of the best I've ever heard.
That's my daughter. That's my Amy.
I met someone tonight.
Stay lucky, Amy.
Got an eye for the bad boys.
Yeah, this looks solid. This is probably gonna be fine. However, the Bob Marley biopic did not do well, so maybe there's some fatigue going on.
Down, yep.
But this looks solid, and Amy Winehouse is a charming character, so I think
Wanna be a wife?
it'll probably be solid.
Probably run off with someone famous anyway.
You're my heartbeat, you're my soul. I love you. I don't bang out 10 hits by lunch. I need to live my songs. So that's what I'm gonna go and do.
Ready?
I don't write songs to be famous. I write songs because I've got to make something good out of something bad.
Yeah. There's not much you could say about an Amy Winehouse biopic other than it's an Amy Winehouse biopic.
When it's biopics, it's really just like, yeah, there it is. That person looks like that person looks like Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, they did it. They found someone. Good job casting. Yeah, it'll probably be good. I'm reading the comments here. It seems like people are pretty split because she's not like accurately portrayed. So maybe there's enough critics that are Amy Winehouse stans that are gonna be like, it wasn't accurate, so I hate it. So maybe we'll get lucky there, but worst case scenario, I think I went 3-1 here. But we will see as May unfolds and these movies come out. Let us know which ones you're most excited about, or if there's any ones we didn't react to that are going to be coming out here shortly. We'd love to hear from you and get that end of things. If you are curious how good we are at predicting these, well, we're all right at it. We combined missed one. We went through. There was 2 that didn't get scores because they just weren't, reviewed enough. That being Model House, which I picked to be bad, which would have been bad. Let's be honest. That was
It's got a positive audience score, but
yeah,
I don't think the critics would have liked that at all.
Yeah, if a critic didn't watch it, which is understandable, because if you were like a film critic, you don't need to watch Model House. And then Bag of Lies did not get any reviews either. But other than that, I went 4-1, and Trent with an impressive 5-0. So combined, that's 9-1. That's pretty solid record for the pod there.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit more credibility to our name after putting up numbers like that.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't missed one since February. You haven't missed one since the Bob Marley biopic.
It's true.
So
hot streak.
You're cooking with gas here, and I gotta hope you miss a couple. I think if you were, it'd probably be your rots, which you put on the wrong side in our spreadsheet, but that's fine. It's an audio podcast. But you went with Tarot and If as rots. I think both of those movies could be tots, but we will see. And then on my end, I think Unfrosted has a chance, and so does Back to Back, which you also put them backwards on mine. But it is what it is. It's confusing because it's green and red. It's a whole thing going on here. But we are gonna get into some news from here. So if you've been missing that variant cast news, we're right back in it. So Trent, what do you got for us with the? I think the big one is the boy Dwayne, but what's he doing?
So he's filming or not filming the new Netflix movie. What was it called? Red. What was it called? Red One. Yeah, it's a new movie with Chris Evans, and apparently he's cost the production $50 million in their budget. He constantly shows up late. He misses whole days of work. And he's made a habit of pissing in water bottles that he's found on set. So pretty interesting guy.
Yeah. So I was alerted to another thing because I was talking about this with my friend at work, and he was like, "Oh, I actually remember a story from a couple months back that it's like just a known thing that Dwayne just pisses in bottles when he's at the gym because he's in like the gym bathroom or something." So he just pisses in bottles and leaves them for like people to clean up, like the workers to clean up. And I assume he has like a relationship with these people. But I mean, I'm obviously everyone hearing this is like, oh, it's a little weird. That's a little weird. But it's more than a little weird, right? Like,
yeah.
Like this isn't
that's
just like
that's unhinged behavior.
Yeah. Like my dad doing that on like a road trip, I'm not gonna flinch. Like he hasn't done that.
But if you're if you have a habit of doing this like that,
it's almost like he wants to.
Help.
It's like he's looking for an excuse. I don't think he has a weak bladder. I think he just wants to do it for some reason. And I don't know why. Obviously, there's tons of, fetishes around this, section of bodily fluids. So absolutely could be that. I don't want to make that claim because, he's got a legal team and all that. And I'm sure The Rock is watching this right now. Something doesn't sit right from like there's more going on here. Like there's more in a, we don't know enough about The Rock, like why is this man single into his 50s kind of thing? Like why is he never really had like a prominent relationship type thing? At what point do we need to look at The Rock and be like, this guy's kind of strange beyond, oh, he's just quirky?
It's true. I think that it's a valid question to ask, and something that's been maybe underlying for years, because we've heard about the whole Black Adam fiasco and how he
like that was weird.
He didn't want to fight Shazam. He wanted to fight Superman before he could fight Shazam. Even before that, going back to when he started in the Fast and Furious movies and had it put in his contract to where like he couldn't lose a fight against Vin Diesel. Like that's just wild.
Yeah, and also apparently that's like not new for him. Like, and I started thinking back to it. I don't know if he's ever lost a fight on screen. Therefore, it would not surprise me, and based on rumors that we're hearing, it sounds like he does put a clause that he cannot lose a fight on screen, no matter what. Which is just strange. Extremely strange.
It's like it's all made up. Like it's all not like everybody knows it's not real. Like if you lose a fight, people almost will have more respect for you if you like, lose one battle in a movie and then come back the next,
right,
or whatever.
No one
very weird.
No one thinks you're less of a man, and then you get thinking like, oh yeah, he never really plays a villain, which I always thought just because he was going for like the family friendly aesthetic kind of thing. But there's just something going on with him that I'm just obviously he's very full of himself. He goes by The Rock still, despite being so far out of the WWE, and like the term, like I wouldn't want to be called The Rock. I don't know. Maybe I.
And he just speaks to himself, and he speaks to himself in like third person, and just calls himself Rock. Like I remember at one award show, he went up there and he was like, yeah, I look in the mirror and be like, God, or like, hey Rock, like we gotta go do this or whatever. And it's just like it just felt so weird,
Yeah, and
I guess when you're like that, you have a bigger personality than yourself, and you kind of have to play to it, But
I feel like some play to it and like know that they're playing to it.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't. John Cena absolutely plays into it. Dave Bautista doesn't. I'm just talking about WWE guys because I was thinking, is there some of that when he's coming from the WWE where he has to pretend things are real, Keep kayfabe. Is he like trying to keep kayfabe inside of his acting? Is that something that he's doing? Weird stuff. That Rock guy, something not right. I don't want to like throw out any claims, but if we got a major story about him in like 10 years, like major story, I'm talking like, like Michael Jackson, R. Kelly level story, I wouldn't be like eternally shocked.
Yeah.
I'm again, not saying anything. Don't think that's the case because I think something would have came out earlier. But his life is weirdly private, and there's just a lot of weird things going into him. Even going back to when he broke his finger, I thought that was really cool when he broke his finger, and he was like, just did this, and he's just like taking a video of it. Now to me, that's strange. Now everything he's ever done is strange. Now knowing this,
yeah.
But what else you got, Trent?
So Fallout became the second most watched series ever on Amazon with 65 million watches. So that is behind the Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings show. And I think that's pretty crazy. It kind of makes sense because Fallout does have a huge fan base, but I think that the TV series has taken on a life of its own that the games didn't.
Absolutely. I don't think like a lot of people do overestimate how popular video games, especially games like Fallout, are. There's very few mainstream video games that those are literally just like Pokemon, Fortnite. There's like 3 or 4 Minecraft mainstream video
Mario,
games that
yeah.
that are actually in the public consciousness. Fallout is nowhere near that. Skyrim is nowhere near that. So this being like a show like this, again, Last of Us was nowhere near this, and they make a show, and to a lot of people, it is a new IP. It's a new idea. All of the world feels fresh and new, and it's a good world to be introduced to. So it really was just like the best franchise to adapt, especially to Amazon, which has a bit more gory kind of. We do streaming stuff. We don't care about network standards kind of thing. I think it worked really well, and it not only revitalized the game, but also just introduced people to it that are now going back and playing the game for the first time because of how much they enjoyed the show.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing was Sean Levy, who did Free Guy, the Ryan Reynolds movie, and The Adam Project, the other Ryan Reynolds movie, which I enjoyed. He's making Deadpool 3, and he said that there should be, no required viewing of things that you have to watch before going into Deadpool 3. So no need to go back and watch the old Elektra movies. No need to go back and watch the old X-Men movies to see Hugh Jackman, to know, like what story points that went on. And I think that's the right approach. This shouldn't really be news, but I think that this is the right approach.
I was gonna say, I kind of hate these headlines that come out, especially about Marvel movies, because like I don't know, maybe this is gonna sound bad, but like if you need help understanding Marvel movies, I don't know, man. Like Marvel movies are pretty simple. I understand like people are worried that they're gonna not understand character dynamics or like history of things, but these characters, they're not like crazy complex. You could jump into nearly any Marvel movie, it being a sequel or not, and get the full idea of what's happening. There's maybe 3 or 4 non-Avengers movies that actually require some sort of previous viewing. While most of them, I think they do a pretty good job of introducing the character again, and a lot of these characters have different personalities from movie to movie. So it really isn't like you go into a movie, you will get the same thing out of it, whether you've seen every single MCU project or not. Maybe you'll get a few more references, a bit more fanfare, but in terms of the actual enjoyment of the movie, the plot, the jokes, I think you'll get most of them without that. But for maybe MCU haters, this is good news, because there's definitely that subset of people that are like, oh, I like the Deadpool movies, but I don't like the MCU. And maybe this is to sell them on that.
That's kind of what I was going to say. And this almost seems like a preemptive damage control. Like he's saying like, oh, like before the movie even comes out, just letting you know that you're not gonna be confused by this movie.
Yeah.
Which I mean, some people might need to hear, but
I think it's silly, but
he was silly.
Probably was asked the question though. He's probably not going around doing this. He was probably just asked like, oh, will we need to, like the interviewer was just like, will we need to watch the previous blah, blah, blah to understand? And he's just, no, why would you?
Yeah. So, following kind of in the lines of that, Deadpool's doing a bunch of reshoots right now, and apparently they're adding a bunch of cameos. So they said that the story is pretty much locked in. They're solid. They're happy with the story, and they're just going back and adding some scenes with some alternate characters that are supposedly cameos, and one of those being Chris Evans as the Human Torch showing up, which I think he was rumored for Deadpool 2, but they weren't able to work out the scheduling with that movie. But he was originally supposed to be one of the team members that comes in and tries to like audition for the X-Force in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, and also alongside with this, it was rumored that he had signed on to be Captain America in the next like Avengers, which you could definitely see with Secret Wars. They're gonna want to do like this big bring back everyone moment, bring back the original Avengers. It's gonna be a whole thing, and I'll probably actually love it. But I'm wondering though, because we're definitely gonna have them meet. Like we're gonna have Human Torch and Captain America meet. Does that make more sense in Deadpool 3 or like an after credit scene in Secret Wars kind of thing? Because I could see it happening in Deadpool 3.
I think it'd probably save that for Avengers.
Yeah, because it's been heavily rumored that he will be as Human Torch. It's never been insinuated at all that he'd be appearing as Captain America, but it feels like Captain America is kind of a big part of a lot of Deadpool's jokes.
Yeah.
At least from the material that we've seen. So I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up in some capacity as both. And
he even does see him on the screen in the TVA.
Yeah.
Like he sees Captain America, like Chris Evans,
So maybe-
Captain America.
So maybe it'll just be a joke like that. It's like, hey, I saw you on the screen. It's like, what? That wasn't me. What do you mean? I've never been to New York. He's probably
That was you fighting in World War II.
Yeah. Like, huh? Yeah. So should be interesting to see what cameos they get. If I were to guess in terms of what they've added, probably gonna be stuff from the MCU that they'd be adding. I'm guessing all the Fox stuff they probably did at the original shooting. So, might be some Charles Xavier in late. I could see there being like a Tom Holland. His contract was like, doing a few things, although I think that one might be reported a bit more. And I think we get maybe Abomination. I could see that. Just random like characters that we've seen on Disney Plus recently.
Yeah.
I just them showing up. All of the characters at the end of Secret Invasion, all of those characters that she's like transforming into, all of them will be there. It'll be like Drax, just his right arm, and then Proxima Midnight, and everyone's gonna go crazy when Proxima Midnight shows up. It's gonna be wild. What else we got here?
So the last piece of news is a very interesting piece of news. The director of the Social Network, he said that he's working on a sequel to the Social Network that is based around Facebook leading into the events of January 6th.
I love this.
Yeah. Amazing concept. I just can't wait to see it.
Yeah. I can't wait to just see the trailer. Like, what does this look like? I'm sure this will be a hot button topic as the right continues their feud with Hollywood. This one, this would be one for sure. I hope we get Jesse Eisenberg back. That would be my.
He's got to come back.
If it's gonna be like kind of a sequel, I need him playing like 2020 era Mark Zuckerberg. Would just be so good.
Just the most pale skin.
Yeah, the most. But yeah, that should be fun. I'm excited as we get further in to get some movies about January 6th. It is a historic event. There will be movies, maybe disaster movies. There'll be movies about what if they actually overtook. Like, I guarantee that'll be one. And the government's ran by the guy in like the ox hat and stuff. It'd be great. That's probably going to be something coming down the pipeline in the next 20 to 30 years for sure. Or we'll just keep making World War II movies until the end of time.
Yeah. modern day Civil Wars.
Yeah. Hey, A24 already did it in theaters now.
That pretty much concludes with the news. But in other news, I have a new top 3 of TV shows of all time because I just finished The Sopranos, and I gotta say that ending, if you've watched it, like maybe the best ending of any TV show that I've ever seen. The craftsmanship of TV shows back then, like the directing is on point, the character arcs are just amazing. Each character, kind of like how in Shameless, like there's different characters take over your favorite character slot at different points in the series, and just really love that about that series. And yeah, just all around really, really solid. You don't need me to tell you that, but it's been 25 years since it came out. Just really solid all around show. And my new top 3 TV shows, Breaking Bad still number 1 overall. Sopranos probably number 2, and then Justified that I watched last year is number 3. So yeah.
Nice. I always struggle with TV shows and ranking TV shows. I just need to start ranking sitcoms separately, because they are just like a completely different form of TV show. So that might be a fun episode of just like maybe like TV show Mount Rushmores, and do like a cartoon one, a sitcom one, a drama one. I think that could be fun. Because I think TV shows are something that in the last like 10 years, and obviously like you're saying, there were so many good ones before that, but there's just so many good TV shows that don't get talked about as much as like good movies get talked about, and it'd be kind of fun to shine some light on those. So that I think is our show, right?
Yep, that concludes it.
Awesome. Well, make sure you know where the bathroom is before, like just have an idea. If you are a multimillionaire that has all the power that he could possibly want, maybe just be like, hey, can you put a porta potty right off set? Just like right there. So maybe just thought. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and get out of here as we go into May. I hope you all have a great month, and check back with us next time.
Thanks, guys. Deuces.
Peace.